Hey, I'm Chris, and it's time to read another chapter from the Bible. And tonight we are reading Numbers 19, the water cleansing. So, what we normally do is we usually give a moment to allow people to come in. So, we'll wait about a minute and once give people time to come in, and then I'll go ahead and start reading the chapter. So it doesn't look like it's a very long chapter, so we probably won't be live very long tonight. For those of you who are new coming in, what I do is I made a commitment to read a chapter of the Bible each night, and I decided to live stream it so that to keep my commitment. Also, I thought maybe people would enjoy it. But hey, Kevin, and Mar, if you come in replay a little bit later, hello to you. And everybody else who's coming in, hello. So we are about there. We're about ready to start reading this. And I think that's it. So here we go. Numbers 19, the water of cleansing. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "This is a requirement of the law that the Lord has commanded. Tell the Israelites to bring you a red heifer without defect or blemish, and that has never been under a yoke. Give it to Eleazar, the priest. It is to be taken outside the camp and slaughtered in his presence. Then Eleazar, the priest, does take some of its blood on his fingers and sprinkle it 7 times towards the front of the tent of meeting. While he watches, the heifer is to be burned. His hide, So I'm trying to find my place. I lost my place there. There it is. The heifer is to be burned. Its hide, flesh, blood, and offal. The priest is to take some cedar wood, hyssop, and scarlet wool and throw them onto the burning heifer. After that, the priest must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. He may then, come into the camp, but he will be ceremonially unclean till evening. The man who burns it must also wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he too will be unclean till evening. A man who is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and put them in a ceremonial clean place outside the camp. They shall be kept by the Israelite community for use in the water of cleansing. It is for purification from sin. The man who gathers up the ashes of the heifer must also wash his clothes, and he too will be unclean till evening. This will be a lasting ordinance both for the Israelites and for the aliens living among them. Whoever touches the dead body of anyone will be unclean for 7 days. He must purify himself with the water on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day, then he will be clean. But if he does not purify himself on the 3rd day and the 7th day, he will not be clean. Whoever touches the dead body of anyone and fails to purify himself defiles the Lord's tabernacle. That person must be cut off from Israel. Because the water of cleansing has not been sprinkled on him, he is unclean. His uncleanliness remains on him. This is the law that applies when a person dies in a tent. Anyone who enters the tent and anyone who is in it will be unclean for 7 days, and every open container without a lid fastened on it will be unclean. Anyone out in the open who touches someone who has been killed with a sword, or someone who has died a natural death, or anyone who touches a human bone or grave will be unclean for 7 days. For the unclean person, put some ashes from the burnt purification offering into a jar and pour fresh water over them. The man who is ceremonially clean is to take some hyssop, dip it in the water, and sprinkle the tent and all the furnishings and the people who were there. He must also sprinkle anyone who has touched a human bone or a grave, or someone who has been killed, or someone who has died a natural death. The man who is clean is to sprinkle the unclean person on the 3rd and 7th day, and on the 7th day he is to purify him. The person being cleansed must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and that evening he will be clean. But if a person who is unclean does not purify himself, he must be cut off from the community because he has defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. The water of cleansing has not been sprinkled on him, and he is unclean. This is a lasting ordinance for them. The man who sprinkles the water of cleansing must also wash his clothes, and anyone who touches the water of cleansing will be unclean till evening. Anything that an unclean person touched becomes unclean, and anyone who touches it becomes unclean till evening. So that was Numbers 19. So tomorrow night we'll be doing Numbers 20, which is Water from the Rock, the New Generations. So thank you guys for joining me. And I hope you join me tomorrow for Numbers 20. Other than that, I hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you later.